Thank you for clicking on my channel. I really appreciate it. Now this is part 1-3 of Genesis and spiritual warfare in the Great Mystery. And I would strongly recommend that you watch part 1 and then 2. It's part 1-2 before you listen to part 1-3, which is this one. So when we ate the apple and we fell, okay, as humankind, it's not how God intended it to be. Okay, so at the beginning it was God and Adam and Eve before they ate the apple. So he provided us with the free will, with directions for our own good, suggestions on a way to live and what we should or should not do. And of course, Adam and Eve ate of that apple and started to learn about the knowledge of good and evil. Satan, who was the serpent, was already here on earth, and it's my opinion he was thrown down. That's what the scriptures say, but I didn't look it up and put it down here. Satan's knew of good and evil, and he also battled in the heavens before the creation of man, I believe. So he was already here on earth when Adam and Eve were here, because he was the symbol of that serpent that tempted Adam and Eve, and they fell for it. So the point of the beginning of our battles of human beings is right then and there. As soon as Satan deceived and wooed Adam and Eve and they ate of that apple, that's when our spiritual battles started here on earth. So right now we're not living in the way that the Creator, the God of all gods, our Father, intended us to live. Our troubles today are not in the flesh, okay, but stay with me here, but they are in spiritual things of life. That's where our troubles really actually start. So the first sin, that first understanding of shame and knowledge that we messed up, is what created the troubles we have today within ourselves and outside in our societies, at our job, everything. So what do we do? What do we do when we become ashamed? When you're that little kid and you stole cookie from the cookie jar, drank that last Coke as a teenager, you go and hide, right? So what we do, just as Adam and Eve did, they went and hid themselves from God. They covered themselves with fig leaves. We do the same thing. We go and hide. We try to run away as they tried to run away from God. And our running away is through many avenues, such as alcohol, drugs, pornography, extreme exercise, workaholism, foodaholism, and something to hide ourselves into, to try to feed that shame to make us feel better. We know in our spirit, yes, we all have one, because in Genesis, as I've read, says that he breathed the spirit of life on us. So we know in our spirit that what we have done is not what's best for us and or for others in our lives, but we justify it. And sometimes we don't admit this, or sometimes we choose not to be aware of this aspect. Okay, so I'm asking to open your eyes, try to be aware of what's the root of what it is that you're doing, that you know inside, to be honest with yourself, that isn't good for you or others and loved ones in your life. And what is the lie is that it's not a lie. That's the lie. And that's our ongoing battle. So the serpent was subtle, and he said, "Oh, you won't die. That apple's not going to hurt you. So just take a drink. Take a bite of that apple. Ooh, you're going to be fine. You're going to be like gods. So it's okay if you just take one more drink. Okay, it's okay if you go ahead and shoot up one more thing of heroin. You could stop any time. You can go ahead and have that one affair. Nobody's going to find out. But is it really okay? No, that's the lie. And then we believe those lies and think of them as truth. And that is our battle. It's our own personal battle in our lives. If God created us and He put us spiritually what is right for our own good, we cannot run from Him no matter what we try to do. We cannot hide no matter how much we try to hide. It's impossible for us to hide from our Creator, who is that energy, as I showed you, in all the cells and the DNA and everything. He's there. He's everywhere. He sees what we do. And it's not like this, oh God, you have to be under control because He sees what you do. He wants us to have a free will. We do what we do. And like I said, He gives us the guidelines. If we want to ignore those guidelines and destroy our own lives, that's up to us.